Hey, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. You're listening to BlackSwanRadio.com. I am your host, Rondale L. Jordan. As usual, I have a worldview discussion. Today, I want to talk about deciding your next destination. That's one thing that I want you to take away from this show. The reason being is because we are at the end of 2023. And one of the things people constantly say about life is what you make it. We've all been dealt a certain hand, and it's up to us to play that hand to the best of our ability. It doesn't do any good for us to complain about the hand we've been dealt, but it is good to analyze your hand, and see what best moves you can make to freak the hand. You may be able to win some books with some jacks that you wasn't supposed to be able to win. You may be able to play off and cut and use those spades. You know what I mean? This life is like playing spades. And if you are a spade player, you know that sometimes the game may not always be going your way. You may get a few bad hands, but one of the magical things I know about playing the game of spades is there's a spiritual component to it as well. There's the faith, the confidence that you have in yourself and your partner, right? And your ability to maneuver. You can make some things happen. This is the reason why we say I got 2 in a pop, or 2 and 2 pops, 3 in a pop, 4 in a pop, because we can make some things pop off. And that is just exactly the attitude that we have to have when we talk about life. Life is something that you make. Love is something you make. This is the reason why we're made in the image of our creators, because our creator made us to create. Now, our creator has created some phenomenal creations and has demonstrated its ability to create on a micro and a macro scale. So man can form a robot. It can construct a robot and model that robot after the creation of its creator. But can the lords, the masters of our society, the men and the women, the mind, the human mind as a conglomerate, as one, all the most brilliant minds that can be harvested in this globe at this present moment, can we put this mind together of engineers, of psychologists, or whatever it requires to create an ant? A procreative ant, a procreative gnat, an elephant, a whale. See, the Creator has demonstrated the skill level beyond the mind capacity of the human in its entirety. And I said all that to say is that not only is life what we make it, every year that we have been granted is an opportunity to make that year a phenomenal year. And this should be a practice that we should adopt early in our lives. I did. I made the determination, the commitment to always view the world as my domain to explore while I'm here on this earth. And I remember affirming that and making decisions even when I decided to go to the Navy at 18 after I graduated high school. That was impacted by my decision. While I am here on this planet Earth, I want to see what God has for me. And I'm telling you that these experiences are often individual, personal experiences. But these experiences are beyond religious. These experiences fortify your faith in your higher power, in your God, your inner deity. It affirms and reaffirms and makes that faith so strong, unbreakable strong, because it is no longer a belief. It is a knowing. And so if you've listened to my podcast in the past, you'll know that I break down the 3 degrees of understanding. And I say, well, most people get stuck in the belief phase, which is the first degree. We're made to believe. This is the reason why I said it's make believe. We're made to believe, but the word believe is spelled BELIEVE. Belief, the fundamental premise of a belief, is most often a lie. People believe that in the book of Genesis, chapter 3, that God was talking to a snake to punish the snake for telling Eve the knowledge of good and evil. Of course, this couldn't be furthest from the truth, but people believe this. To come out of the belief requires you to take faith. Faith is an action. You have to put action behind that faith. The belief. You invest in it. You go in search of the truth. Is what I believe true or not? Or do I not care? This is what I believe. You see what I'm saying? The attitude alone is flawed if you stay in the state of belief. But that same verse in chapter 3, it happens to be 3.1415, because if you know what 3.1415, that's pi. The Greeks created the symbol of pi, which represents how you measure the circumference of a circle. And this verse in chapter 3, verse 14 and 15, 3.1415, is the central premise of the entire Bible. This is when the Lord cursed Adam and Eve, who were Cushite people. Adam was taken from the Cushite deity, Adam, A-T-U-M, who represented the God of creation, the creator of human life, by uttering the seeds of life from his saliva. Because our words are seeds that ultimately become fruiticious. That verse 14 says, "So the Lord God said to the serpent, because you have done this, you are cursed more than all cattle and more than every beast of the field." Most people don't recognize that there's a difference between the beast of the field and the beast of the earth. You see, God created the beast of the earth in Genesis 1:25. It says God made the beast of the earth according to its kind, cattle according to its kind, and everything that creeps on the earth. But in Genesis 2:19 it says, out of the ground the Lord God formed, which means to shape and configure, every beast of the field and every bird of the air, and brought them to Adam. This is the first time Adam's name was actually used. Adam isn't the first name mentioned in the Bible. we say he's the first man, but he's not even the first person named in the Bible. The first person named in the Bible is in Genesis 2:11. His name is Havilah, and he's the son of Cush. If you look at the table of nations in Genesis 10, verses 7, the sons of Cush were Seba, Havilah, Septa, Rama, and Septeka. And the sons of Rama were Sheba and Dedan. We know we're in Africa, specifically East Africa, along the Nile River, which included the kingdoms of Kemet, Cush, Kerma, and Punt. And this is the reason why they're named as the sons of Ham, which were Cush, Mizraim. Mizraim is Egypt, Punt, and Canaan. These are the Nile River Valley. This is the African heritage that has been hidden from us. And our Africans who were brought over into this hemisphere were brought over through the Middle Passage on their bellies. You shall go and you shall eat dust all the days of your life. Dust means the filth, the grime, the discard, the waste. Specifically the chitlins, the ribs, the oxtails, the pig feet, the pig skins. The waste. And you shall eat the dust all the days of your life, and I will put enmity between you and the woman. You see, if he's talking to a snake, how is he going to put enmity between the snake and the woman? And between your seed and her seed? He shall bruise your head. You see, he shall bruise your head. He's obviously talking to the man. And she shall bruise his heel. Well, we know snakes don't have heels. Snakes don't have seeds. They lay eggs. And they don't bruise heads. So he's not obviously talking to a serpent. He's talking to an individual, a person who he felt betrayed by. And this is the reason why the story begins, therefore a man shall leave his father and mother and be joined to his wife, and they shall become one flesh. That's a mother and a father that is in the story, but they became one flesh, which means the other is not recognized.